Hello, beer troopers, and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the Master of Hobbits. Today, checking out some beer from Allagash. I haven't tried an Allagash beer in years. And Allagash is one of those OG American breweries that triumphed Belgian-style beers in America, and still to this day makes one of the most recognizable interpretations of a wit beer in the States that just holds up and just is brewed super well, to a T in terms of style. I haven't had that beer in years, so I don't know how it is nowadays. And in general, I haven't had any Allagash beer really. I think I might have had a Cool Ship beer from them at a share at NBCC or something like that a long time ago, or at NBCC in the line for Blåbær. Because I remember, maybe it was in America. I'm not sure. I just remember trying one of their Cool Ship beers, but whatever. It's more than a few months ago, but quite a while ago, they had some Allagash on tour, and something that piqued my interest because it was a beer that I used to sell in a bottle shop I worked in. So this is Allagash Curieux. And this is pretty fun because this was a beer that we sold at Ulkonsoil, where I worked, a bottle shop in Aalborg. We sold this one, we sold Interlobe, we sold quite a few. I think we also at one point had Allagash White, and we had Great Divide and the big old bombers where it was like Yeti was just like a mountain, and it said Yeti with a yellow font. And Maharaja and like the Tsar, old Avery beers, loads of really old school beers. And we had some of these barrel aged big 750s of beer from Allagash. But we never bought any in the beginning when I worked there. I also just coming there as a customer because it was before I was like, okay, a beer can, like, I wasn't accepting the fact that beer could cost more than like 100 Danish crowns a bottle, because I was thinking like that for a beer, until you got into the mindset and into the whole process of like when you age a beer like this, for example, in bourbon barrels, that's going to make it cost extra and whatnot. At least, back then that was a big thing for me. And then you got over that and you started buying, like, I remember buying Yeti for the first time. It was like 89 crowns, I think, or maybe 90 crowns for a bottle, a bomber, which is like, what? Uh, Probably like $15, $16 for a bomber. And I was like, oh, that's really expensive. But I did it and it blew my socks off. So we actually ended up splurging and getting a bottle of Interlobe, which was really good. And I reviewed that way back in the day. Then a few years later, I got a bottle sent of Allagash White in the mail from a subscriber, which was fun to try. But Curieux we had on the shelves. I just never picked it up. So, and this wasn't actually, I got this on Tabor, so it's not really that expensive. So yeah, Curieux is a Belgian style golden ale aged in bourbon barrels on 10% or 10.2% from Allagash in Portland, Maine. So this beer starts its days as Allagash Tripel, and then it's aged in bourbon barrels, and then comes out as Curieux. So basically it's a bourbon barrel aged triple, which is quite unique because most barrel aged classic Belgian beer is often just like oak aged. I know a few breweries nowadays have dived into, also not just nowadays, but a few years ago I dived into like doing barrel aging and stuff like that. But back when this was released, putting a triple in bourbon barrels was really unique. It's not been aged for very, very long though. It's been aged in the barrels for only 7 weeks, so that's just shy of 2 months. So it's not a long time, but I'm guessing apparently enough to impart the flavor they want in a triple. Also, I think a triple is a totally different beast in terms of barrel aging. Like, do you want that crazy depth of barrel that you get in stouts when you do like 12 months plus? I don't know. So it says here, barrel aged golden classic, aging our award winning golden ale in bourbon barrels, layers it with subtle notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak. So yeah, sounds good. It's gonna be fun. This first Allagash beer in years. I'm looking forward to this. So pours a beautiful golden yellow color, really bright, slightly hazy, and this bottle was from last year. So it's bottled on the 7th of July 2021. So it's actually not the freshest bottle, but a beer like this is something that's always fun to try with age on it. It's also been like a very long time since I actually drank a triple. Not years, but a very long time. Very nice white head. When I poured out, it was like that marshmallow fluff white head. Looked amazing. Let's check out the aroma on Curieux. Ooh, loads of white pepper. I definitely. So it's interesting because it's more subtle, and I totally get why they haven't gone further with barrel aging, just smelling it, because it smells like a Belgian strong golden ale or a triple first and foremost. First and foremost. Wow, that sounded weird. But with layers of like creamy oak, almost like slightly, dare I say, caramelly buttery, but just lightly, and then soft whiff of vanilla. Like you couldn't maybe 100% pinpoint it being bourbon if it was blind, but it's soft. But it really suits it. Like it really suits those like kind of bright fruity like Belgian yeast centric aromas when it's like this light. It's just like a soft touch of oakiness to give some complexity. I'm getting pear, I'm getting apple, I'm getting loads of fresh grain, even though it's older. Like loads of like really fresh kind of bready wheat or something. Yeah, there's a hint of spice too, black pepper, maybe even clove. Definitely black pepper, but it's not like crazy abundant on spice. It's actually surprisingly fruity. There's almost like a generic tropical edge or like white grape gooseberry or something like that. But it smells really old money smelling beer, but smells like really well constructed, and you can smell this is beer that's brewed to a T. Like this is something that's been done very, very often, and that's just there's a process that's nailed down. It smells really nice. It smells really old school though. I'm sure a lot of people will not take this and be like, it smells really nice. Let's try it. Cheers. Mmm. Oh, that's really nice. It's totally like it's really full bodied, really fluffy. Warming going down. I'm going on my first. You probably saw the announcement video, but I'm going on my first trip to Belgium. I have to drink some really classic stuff while we're there as well, and not just lambic. Um, but this is just taking me back to the early days of getting into craft beer because Belgian beer culture and the Trappist beers was some of the first stuff I checked out back then. It was not the stuff that stuck on the longest. I was more into English beer, but this is really good. It's just taking me back a bit. Really well constructed triple. Really fruity. I'm almost getting like creamy vanilla cinnamon allspice type vibes. I'm guessing that's a combination of phenolics and wood. Maybe like you can get fall type spices from bourbon barrels. And I'm guessing I think it's just because I know it, but I do sense that there is a bourbon barrel involved in this. Really impressed with that mouthfeel though. I know it's a 10% beer, of course it's going to be a nice mouthfeel, but for such a pale beer where you do not really have any crystal malts, or probably none. I mean, it's probably just mostly pale ale malts, maybe wheat and something like that, but it's really fluffy. Apple, pear, gooseberry, white grape, white pepper, clove. Yeah, it has like an almost autumnal festive spice, but it's not loads. Really dry and woody aftertaste. And then interesting, like I think that kind of buttery caramelly thing. It's not really that. It's more like caramel, but I think it's the caramel flair in there, or just creamy wood. 100% barrel. Like also the caramel. It's because it's a bourbon barrel and it's charred, and bourbon has like those caramelly fudgy flavors. So I think it's just touches of that that's just seeped into the beer, but just enough so it's not like heavy on spirit. So it's like first and foremost a triple. They also blend in fresh triple to this before they bottle it, so that you get like a lot of fresh nuance. But yeah, no, this is really nice. This is great triple. If you're a lover of Belgian beer, this is definitely something to check out. And I know Allagash once in a while hits distribution in Sweden through Systembolaget. I'm not sure if Curieux has been there, but if it has and you love classic Belgian beer, this is definitely something worth checking out. It's really good. It's not something where I'm like just going totally nuts and this is the best beer ever, but it's just so well constructed beer that it just needs lots of merit. And I'm sure loads of like more modern beer geeks will think this is boring, but it's just because the flavors are more soft, balanced and intertwined. It's not that like smack in your face. It's got a lot of flavor, but it's not like that thing. Like, it's just like really well constructed classic beer, which is awesome. So, yeah, rating wise for Allagash Curieux, I think I'm going 92 on this, maybe even a 93. It's even got like a hint of a honey malt thing. Maybe that's due to age. But yeah, it's really, really, really good. It's fun to check out. I don't think I've had a triple in bourbon barrels or just a barrel aged triple in I don't know how long, but like done like this, it really works. So yeah, definitely a big recommendation from here if you want to check out some classic beer. So if you guys had a chance to try Allagash Curieux bourbon barrel aged triple, let me know what you thought of it. Really, really old money stuff, but really damn good. So yeah, as always, guys, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I'm going to say cheers. And see you guys in another beer review.